Thank you very much for watching this road safety. Today I want us to learn about roundabout. And as you can see here, this roundabout in front of us. And number one, roundabout is what we call the innermost lane. The innermost lane, this one, because it ends up in a full circle. I don't know whether you got me. I say today we are going to learn about roundabout. And roundabout is the innermost lane. Roundabout is the innermost lane. This one. Roundabout is the innermost lane because it ends up in a full circle. Somo la leo ni kuhusu roundabout, na roundabout ni kusema ya kwamba ni hii lane iko katikati, kwa maana ina mzunguko kamili. The full circle ends up in a full circle. Therefore, you may start from 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, to 70 degrees and back to where you started, that is 360 degrees. And you know, angles on a full circle, they ends up in 360 degrees. Ina maana ya kwamba huu mzunguko unaenda hadi 360 na 360 inamaanisha ni wanzi hapa kwa 0, 90, 180 to 70, 360. Kwa ile maana inamaanisha roundabout ni hii the innermost lane. The easy lanes zingine zinasaidia mzunguko kuwa kamili. The other lanes help to make it a full circle. Help it to make it a full circle complete of 360 degrees. In short, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, they act as space stroke area for roundabout. Ina maana lane ya kwanza, ya pili na ya tatu zinasaidia mzunguko kamili kupatikana. In that course, it means in roundabout we have different lanes. We have different lanes, and these lanes we count them from outermost to the innermost lane. This means that we count lanes from outermost to the innermost. Therefore, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4. Lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4. The innermost lane is the lane 4, which we say it is the full complete circle. Hii ina maana tunahesabu hizi lanes kutoka nje kuingia ndani. Lane ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne. Now, where do we get these degrees from? Because we say that it starts with 0 and ends in 360 degrees. As we know that a circular object has no starting and ending. Therefore, for us to get our starting point and our ending point, we must subdivide this roundabout into 2 equal halves. Therefore, if I put my pointer there at the center, that is the center of equilibrium. If I put it there at the center, it means now this roundabout is into 2 equal halves. And you know, angles in a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. In that case, we may pick this point, this part here, from this road. When you travel straight and lead to this direction, this is where we have 0 degrees. This is where we have 0 degrees at the reach of this point. If we turn around towards the right, we are turning, share. That point, we've made 90 degrees turn. If we turn again, we turn again back to that point. We've already made halfway circle. That means we've turned 180. If we proceed turning, we turn again up to that point, it means we've gone 3/4 circle. 3/4 means to 70 degrees. And now we proceed turning, we turn again to that part. It means we've turned a full circle back to where we started. Therefore, we've turned 360 degrees circle. In that case, now you know that from this side, if you're approaching roundabout, this is 0 degrees. It means now you know where to start your calculation to the ending. And we start from 0, 90, 180 to 70, 360. Every turn makes it 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90. Every turn you make, it is a 90 degrees maneuver. That's why you hear there is right turn, left turn. Let us see them in the sign form. Here we go. These signs you can see here, this one means no right turn. And remember, every right turn counts 90 degrees. This sign here says no left turn. Therefore, it means no left turn. Every turn makes it a 90 degrees turn. Let's proceed to these degrees. As you have seen those turning, the same case with these turnings here you can see. These ones means you turn to the right. In some cases, there is where you find no right turn or left turn. And in some cases, you will find there is right turn and left turn. In some places, you may not find. Let us see cases that we have right turn, because we've seen cases where we have no right or left turn. These are the right turns. Let's see. In this case, you can see this sign is a compulsory right turn. You must turn to the right. This turn here says you may travel straight or turn right. In the same case we have right turn, in the same case we have left turn. Therefore, we have scenarios in which we have the right turn and scenarios we have no right turn. In places we do not have right turns, you will see circular red in color with a black marked arrow showing that you should not turn to the right because there is this cross. Whenever you see this turn, it means no right turn. In the cases you see this sign, it means no left turn, and it is marked in red. But in these cases, you find blue in color and white arrow showing turn. It means in this case, you must, and you can only go to the right. So in this sign, you are allowed to turn right. But in this case, via the red circled color, it means no right turn. Let's come back to our model town board. Therefore, in this model town board, in this case here, it means we may turn to the left or we go straight, as you've seen in the previous road signs I've shown you. In this case, it means you may travel straight or turn to the right, because you can see this road marking here. Therefore, we have left turn and we have right turn. And where we do not have right turn or left turn, you will see these arrows and a circular object indicating in red in color that you should not, it means you should not turn right or turn left. In this case, in the roundabout, then we can approach it and with the help of this arrow showing direction. When approaching a roundabout, because our lesson today is roundabout, remember that you should approach a roundabout clockwise and not anti-clockwise in this case. That is why you can see these arrows on this side, but not on this side. Since we are in East Africa or in Kenya, we keep left, and all the other countries that keep left. In the countries that keep left, therefore in roundabout, we approach it clockwise. It is the same as your hard watch clock. You usually observe and lead it clockwise. In the same way, in the roundabout, we approach it clockwise. Ina maana ya kwamba roundabout huanga tuna approach kupitia mkono wa clockwise. this way, kutoka left tukienda right, kutoka left tukienda right. Hivyo ndivyo huanga tunaiapproach. Na kwa zile nchi ambazo huanga hawa keep left, huanga wana keep right, they usually approach it anti-clockwise direction. But in us here in Kenya, we approach it clockwise direction. Remember that in Kenya, we approach the roundabout clockwise. So those are some of the points that you may need to understand before we move on. That you approach a roundabout clockwise. Therefore, we have rules of model town board. And in the same case, we have rules of roundabout. The rules of roundabout are rule number 1, no stopping. Rule number 2, approach and exit roundabout using the correct lane. Number 3, no overtaking in the roundabout. Number 4, no changing lanes in the roundabout. Those are the rules of roundabout. In the same case, we have another question here that what are the mistakes done when approaching roundabout? Mistake number 1 is approaching roundabout without observing traffic right. Rule number 2 is that approaching roundabout with a long lane. You're in lane number 1, but you enter in lane number 2. Mistake number 3 is approaching roundabout with a high speed. Approaching roundabout with a high speed. If you approach roundabout in a high speed, everything will be messed up. So it is good to keep and remember that it is very wrong to approach roundabout with a high speed. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe and ask me any question via the comment section. Thank you very much. Welcome. Let us meet in the next episode.